Yes, because you don't have the contact, the physical contact.
Tactile. Teledildonics. Does that work? Because they've been working on that for like the last 15, 20 years.
Oh. This one time.
So, this one time.
This one time?
You know what? This one time.
This one time.
Oh my God, this one time?
The podcast.
Hey Shiva, hope you're well. I was wondering if you had some advice for long distance relationships. Me and my boyfriend have been together for a few years and we're doing really well. We really like each other, but when we are apart, we also tend to grow apart a little bit. And later in the year, I have to move abroad for work for a few months. I'm very excited at the opportunity, but I'm also a little bit worried about what it's going to mean for our relationship. So if you have any tips, I would love to hear them.
That's a fabulous question, caller. And thanks for asking. I'm Sheila D.
And I am Evo Terra. We are Shivo, and you are listening to This One Time, the podcast.
Long-distance relationships are hard. Evo and I actually started out in a long-distance relationship. We were at different colleges for I think 9 months. We were traveling back and forth together.
Oh, that's an excellent point, honey, that you raised.
Yeah.
Good job thinking about this.
Do you remember what we did to keep our relationship alive?
Lots of sex?
Dude, this was not where I was going with that.
That's what I remember of our 19, 20-something-year-old love was lots of sex.
Anyway, I think it has more to do with staying in contact.
All right.
Sending notes.
Yeah. Let me just stop you right there. And let me tell you why, my love, I think we are uniquely qualified to answer this question.
I'm afraid.
We are uniquely qualified to answer this question because 30 years we've been together, 28 of them married.
Yes.
A full year of traveling abroad together, and then for the last year and a half living abroad in a foreign country where most people don't even speak the same language that you do.
Right.
She had questions about possibly living abroad, being apart, keeping the relationship going, and I think we're uniquely qualified to answer that for those reasons, at least half of that.
Part of the major question was long distance.
Being apart, exactly. So, I mean, we got long distance from our friends and family, but... Well, actually, no. I'm going to stop that, and I'm going to let you continue to again, say we are uniquely qualified to answer this question, and my love, share your wisdom and knowledge.
I think, and it could just be my side of it, you may have a very different opinion. I think it was because we kept in contact almost daily. We sent each other letters. We called each other, and that was back when it was super expensive to make phone calls across the state. And we made plans to see each other often.
Mm-hmm.
Are you bored?
No, it's not that I am bored.
Because that was the look on your face, by the way, and the sound that came out of your mouth.
It's just that what I realized is I have nothing to contribute to this conversation. Right? I mean, as I just said, we spent a year traveling together around the world, in which time, if you average, I hate the word average because average is a crappy, the worst mathematical. If you find the median amount of time we were apart, that year we traveled to 13 countries across 3 different continents, all by ourselves. First time really seriously traveling abroad for any length of time. If you look at the median number we were apart, you measure it in the minutes.
Right.
And that's because that's the amount of time we spent in the toilet. Because even after 28 years married and 30 years together, we don't pee in front of each other.
The door is closed.
Weirdos. That you measure in minutes. For this last year and a half, the median amount of time we have been apart, you measure in single-digit hours because you go off and go to work every day. And I sit here and I'm becoming the house husband. The exception to that is the 2 weeks I spent away from you in January when I was up speaking at a conference in Finland.
Right.
All by myself. A thing you're never going to let me live down.
That is true.
So I'm wondering why exactly you feel qualified to give this woman long-distance relationship advice questions when you clearly hate it.
I didn't say that I loved being apart from you.
I get that.
I don't think that was what the question is. I don't think they enjoy being apart from each other.
Okay.
But I think we have some experience here. We have when we started 30 years ago.
Right.
And then we have, 2 weeks.
30 years ago, there was a few months of apartness for at least during the week, and then for the last 2 weeks.
So when you were gone for 2 weeks, what
Yeah.
did you do?
I
did you
was in
keep our-
Finland and I was in
No,
Estonia. I saw some amazing things. Went up to try to see the Northern Lights. Wait, this is not what you're talking about?
No, and you may finish our relationship on this caller.
Sorry, back to right. That's right. You didn't get to go, so
So
anyhow.
what did you do to keep our relationship alive while you were gone?
I stayed in as close to near contact with you as I possibly could. Texts, images, and weirdly enough, a phone call every single day. A phone call? Who calls each other? This is 2017, woman. No one talks on the phone.
No, we were video conferencing.
Oh, that's right. We did video
So
conferences.
it is 2017.
Yeah, that's true. We did it the modern way. Yeah, that's true. I mean, we do live in a technologically advanced society. I was in Finland, which has fantastic internet connectivity. Hell, we live in Southeast Asia, and the
It's
internet
good.
connectivity is fantastic everywhere. So really, do you even have long-distance relationships anymore?
Yes, because you don't have the contact, the physical
The
contact.
tactile teledildonics. Does that work? Because they've been working on that for like the last 15, 20 years. You'll have that intimate physical touch plugged right into your iPhone or Android device.
Are you done?
Download on the Apple or Android store. Yeah, so modern technology could obviously keep a long-distance relationship alive. Lord knows it saved me from having you completely pissed off at me the entire time I was gone to that trip in Finland. It was terrible. It was cold the whole time, honey. You wouldn't have wanted to go.
I might have kept myself amused here on my own.
Are we talking teledildonics again? No. You are in Bangkok. There's all sorts of things you can get into troubles and stuff here. But I have once again derailed the conversation. Please, back
Again.
to your advice for our caller and her long-distance relationship and possibly living abroad away from her significant other.
I think it comes back to at least daily contact, sometimes multiple.
At least daily contact, sometimes multiple. That, and it might be the testosterone talking, sounds a bit excessive. It just
Whatever.
sounds like a lot. You know?
Why? A phone call at least once a day, and then sometimes like a text throughout the day. That's multiple right there.
Yeah. Yeah, I guess. And I guess we do that right now. Even
Right.
in the few hours we are away from each other, it's rare that you don't send me a note saying, how's your day going, sometime around your lunch break. Mm-hmm. And it's likely also rare, unless I'm doing something else somewhere.
Sounded horrible.
Well, I have to be a little vague. You never know who's listening. Unless there's something that's prohibiting me from making an outreach, I try to do that at least once
Right.
or twice a day as well. So maybe it's not as terrible as I think. Or
That sounds horrible. Like,
arduous,
oh my gosh. I have to contact the love of my life.
difficult,
Woe is me.
time-consuming. Yeah.
Why did I marry you again?
Because of the massive love I give you nonstop.
The romanticism.
And no need for a teledildonics.
We are not going there. I think we might have answered this question.
Holy cow, the first time! First time for everything.
I don't know if it helps them or not, but I hopefully you took something away from our stories.
And if you would like to give us a story, because we live and die, this entire program works because you call in with your stories. We would love to have you call us, record a message, and we'll play it back on the air. It's super simple. We use a service that automatically does it through the internet magic. All you need is a computer or a smartphone, and go to shivo.wtf/call us, all one word, and you'll automatically be connected. Magic, easy. Send us your question. We'll play it on the air and get an answer to you right away.
Our show, This One Time, would not be possible without support from people like you. If you think our show is worthy of your financial support, Patreon makes it very easy.
Do I ever? It is totally worth my financial support, which I'm giving, and hopefully you will too. Check it out. Patreon.com, if you're not familiar with it, is an easy way for you to support creators like us who make the cool stuff that you love. A couple of bucks. $1 is all it takes to get started supporting us and the things that we do, keeping this show live. Just go to patreon.com/thisonetime or shivo.wtf/Patreon.
Our music is by Valea.
Thanks for listening, listener. I am Evo Terra.
And I'm Sheila D.
Subscribe to the show and rate us on Apple Podcasts, Laughable, or wherever you found the program. More advice and life lessons coming from us next week on This One Time. Cheers!